You say Shaw City, and you say Shaw City, and you say Shaw City. Yo, let's go. Your brother's bounding it, and they chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Won't you please come to Chicago for the help that we can bring? Welcome to the city that made me, place I grew up in, city that's crazy where gunshots are busted, place I'm in love with, place that's corrupted, place that gave birth to the MC not to fuck with, place with city lights, sun in one shines, place that isn't right, we're accustomed to crime, where daily went crazy back in '69, and Pops was just a rookie standing on the front line. It's the land that inspires me, land I call home, land with the basement Dr. Wax and gramophone, with fake thugs and hustlers and OGs roam, the land that's well known as the throne of Al Capone. It's the land of Lake Shores where the wind blows steady and the snow falls heavy and the heat kills many. Town like none, place that I know, this is the Windy City, welcome to Chicago. So your brother's bounding it, and they chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Won't you please come to Chicago for the help that we can bring? World famous for the glamour and the rundown spots, a skyline so priceless that none can top. You can hear a different story up and down some blocks, and forever hear them bitch about the Cubs and Sox. It's a place like no other, unequal to most, where the city runs deep from the streets to the coast. But things can get ugly, city streets are no joke, cause the city's held down by the people and folks. It's a place of attitude, we think and we say, from heralds to the palace, this is each and every day. The real cops went to Ira's to drink the pain away, and the real hip-hop is NUR and HBK. It's the land of Lake Shores, where the wind blows steady, and the snow falls heavy and the heat kills many. Town like none, place that I know, this is the Windy City, welcome to Chicago. So your brother's bounding it, and they chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Won't you please come to Chicago for the help that we can bring? You can hear the wind whisper, send chills down your spine, and we can watch the waves crash along the Lakeshore Drive, and ride the L through the loop so you can get your mind right, or get lost in the beauty of the skyline lights. It's a city so pretty, full of life and fallen trees. She licked the lips and then she kissed me with the breeze. So as we proceed, I hope you people follow. You know the motto, welcome to Chicago. So your brother's bounding it, and they chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Won't you please come to Chicago for the help that we can bring? So your brother's bounding it, and they chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as
What up, Taco Carew? Your boy is back. We have work to do. Let's get it.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been too long. My name is Jesse, aka your very own one and only Shot-Town Smart Man, and it feels so good to be back. Your boy has been a little under the weather, bruh. A little under the weather, man. What are you gonna do, man? This shit happens. This shit happens, man. I had a believe it was a really bad case of strep, man. It kind of hit me pretty hard. I was barely able to talk. My throat felt like there were razor blades in it. So obviously makes it next to impossible to sit here and even speak, much less try to entertain you fine people. So I wanted to recover. I wanted to make sure I was right. I wanted to make sure I was back on my game. And here we are. Here we are, man. We're going to get back in the flow of things. I'm going to catch up on a pay-per-view that I intended on doing. I wasn't initially going to do it, but then I said, what the hey, let's do it. It's a pay-per-view. And then, boom, I was not feeling well. So I went back and watched it. I went back and watched Crown Jewel live in Perth, Australia. I watched it this morning. And then after that, I caught up on Monday Night Raw. And I'm all caught up, man. I feel good. I feel good, man. I'm back into the flow of things, back into my workout routine, back into my regular diet, and I feel good. I feel good, bruh. Who is here with me then? We need to get a roll call going. Zach, what's going on? Dark One, Kim, Alec, Hank, Christopher. How's everybody feel? Jake, I see you, bruh. I see you. I'm popping. Frag, what is going on with you? Frag, dude, I plan on getting out. Of course, I plan on getting out of here before JD streams. When was the last time you saw me and JD streaming at the exact same time? Think about it, man. Think about it. You know your boy got you covered, man. Come on. Come on, man. Alberto, what's going on? Lane, I'm so glad you guys are here. And without any further ado, we're going to get into the show, man. We're going to get into the show. I don't know if I want to put on background music for this or no. I say no. I say no, man. We're going in raw. We're going in raw, uncut, and X-rated, bruh. Let's see what we got. We got WWE Crown Jewel. Let's get into it. Not a bad show at all. Not a bad show at all. I quite enjoyed it. You know, these abroad shows for WWE, these countries always bring that energy, man. They always bring that energy that you just don't really see in the United States. Why? Probably because we see WWE every other day. You know, in any given time, whatever American city that these guys go to, we've seen it. We've seen it. They've seen these shows all the time. It is not necessarily anything new and exciting, but to a crowd like Perth, man, they don't get WWE live shows very often, so they are super excited. It's like seeing a WrestleMania crowd, you know, every time, like just for them, every night is a WrestleMania night, which is awesome, man. It's always good to see. You want to know why it's awesome? Because it's awesome to see like-minded people enjoy what we as wrestling fans enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like watching, if you ever watch like a reaction video or something like that. If you guys are like me, most people don't know a lot of IRL people that watch pro wrestling. Really think about it. You might have one or two here and there, but for the most part, usually your other wrestling fan friends are all digital. All right. All right. You never really sit around and talk about pro wrestling with live people. You got to go to live shows or conventions and things like that. And it's awesome to see a bunch of people react to something that you also enjoy. And it feels good, man. You know, it feels good. And seeing a crowd like that and how they react to it, it's always a breath of fresh air every time it happens. Dark One with the 1999 super chats is glad you are back and feeling great. Hope this helps, bro. It does. Thank you so much, Dark Bro. Man, that is the worst part about taking a week off is you don't financially plan on that. You know, you don't financially plan on not streaming for a week. And let me tell you, bro, you feel that, you know, in the pockets quickly. Someone asked me on Twitter if I was gonna cover Bound for Glory. And I had every intention on covering Bound for Glory, but I just could not swing it. I couldn't get the pay-per-view itself. It wasn't provided to me, so I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. Maybe I'll try to get to it later this week. I don't know. But Dark One, I appreciate you so much, man. I do. Let's get into the show. I'm just so happy to be back in front of this camera, man. I'm happy to have this mic back in front of me. I'm happy to have these headphones on. You should have saw me when I sat down in this office. I sat down and I just like got comfortable and I put my headphones on for the first time and I was just kind of like, felt good. It really, really did feel good, man. I have not been in this office very much at all. I was in my room. I was in my living room. I was just all different parts of my house just trying to get comfortable because everywhere was hard for me to get comfortable. I was achy. I digress. Perth, Crown Jewel. Show starts with Roman Reigns versus the Shula Fala. Bronson Reed. An Australian street fight. All right. This was an interesting match, man. This was an interesting match just on paper. You want to know why? Because in case you guys have not noticed this, Roman Reigns is winding down his career. He really is. We have three major in-ring retirements approaching us. The first one is obvious. We have John Cena, who only has now 4 dates left. 4 dates left for Mr. John Cena. After that, we can look forward to the phenomenal AJ Styles getting ready to wind down his in-ring career. To what degree it has not necessarily been stated yet, but we can definitely say that his full-time in-ring career is absolutely coming to an end. And then after that, Tribal Chief, man, Roman Reigns, we all know that he's been taking a part-time schedule. We all know that he's been working much less. So what does that mean? That means that it is now his job to set WWE up for the future. It is Roman Reigns' job to make sure that he gives back what the community has given to him. So that's why we got the result that we got in Perth. And it's not necessarily to say he's going to be losing everything that he does from now on, but it is to say that his dates will be used wisely. They will be used wisely. So this result did not shock me at all. Not at all. I mean, going forward, it'll be smart money to bet against Roman Reigns winning. Like I said, doesn't mean he's going to lose everything, but he is definitely going to be putting some guys over to help set up the company in the future. We get Roman and Bronson Reed start. They start off the match. They kind of jaw jacking before they start throwing punches. Then Roman makes sure that he gets one in, sending Reed bouncing from corner to corner. Started playing up to the crowd. Just like Roman does. He climbs up to deliver the 10 count punch. Then he clothesline Reed out onto the floor. Pretty standard stuff, drive by from Roman. He's all over Reed. He uppercut sends a man spilling out to the crowd where Roman keeps swinging. Trash can gets involved. For this match, what I thought was kind of weird was that I won't say the lack, but they didn't use a lot of weapons and shit like that. For an Australian street fight, there was a lot of wrestling moves. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of spots and just wrestling holds. Usually you give me street fight and I don't want to use wrestling moves. I want a street fight. I don't feel like sitting around and doing a headlock. I don't feel like doing the crap that I do in any other match. I'm going straight to the weapons. I'm going straight to the chairs. They did a lot of punches, and bro, I'm like, do y'all know how to street fight? It's time to beat the crap out of somebody, especially somebody that's been stealing my shoes, been stealing my J's, man. It's time to get dirty. It's time to get dirty, man. Let's see. Roman Reigns grabs the microphone at one point, turns to the crowd, and said, y'all want to see some tables? Y'all want to see some tables? Because if you want to see some tables, acknowledge me. Oh, man, Australia lost their shit, bro. They lost their shit. Roman started pulling out tables, rugby balls, He started pulling out all of the local stuff. Crowd started losing their shit. Reed fights back, big clothesline, headbutt, and a few forearms that sound like somebody was hitting the side of beef. He was just smashing them, man. He grabs a kendo stick, only manages to introduce it and to get introduced to the ring post. Roman loves the the cracks to the back, then he presses on and crosses Reed's chest. He even stops and grabs the mic, did all of that. Reed flattens him against the apron anyway, and then sends him into the steps. All right. At this point, Reed is in control, steel steps to the ribs, again to the back, headbutt to finish the combo. He fills the ring with chairs like he's setting up for a band. You know what I'm saying? He just smashed him with everything he can. Roman fights back long enough to plant Reed with a Samoan drop onto the chair. He dropped Bronson on the chair. That chair just flattened the fuck out. It just flattened out, man. In the background, you can see Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman kind of grabbed the chair. He kind of grabbed the chair and just what the fuck happened to this chair? Just obliterated, man. That chair was dead. That chair was dead. Let's see what happened, man. Let's see. Roman calls for a Superman punch, but Reed catches him midair and dumps him with a Death Valley driver. Near fall. Out comes a stop sign. Reed ignores it and wallops Roman repeatedly. Tries for a Uranagi, but Roman elbows free, only for Reed to hit it anyway. 2 count. Reed goes for a senton, misses, lands on the sign. Landing on the stop sign does not seem very painful. They tried to sell it as if it hurt more, but landing on a flat stop sign just does not seem like it hurt at all. All right. Let's see. Misses a corner splash and then eats the chair for dinner. Superman punch connects. Still not enough. Roman loads up the spear. Does the ooh-wah. Reed said, I'm out of here. I ain't sticking around for that bullshit. He's outside regrouping near the timekeeper where Roman does a circle around the ring, but then, Roman does like the trot around the ring to go and give him the running spear. And right before he got to Braun Breaker, right before he got to Bronson, Braun Breaker jumped over the barricade, smashed him with a spear. Braun and Reed drag Roman over to the announce table. Reed power bombs him. Reed sets another table up. And then Uso time. The Usos music hit. They come out of the gorilla. Slow. Stalking. Kind of like grooving a little bit. Because no fucking sense of urgency, right? I mean, what's the hurry? Roman just getting his ass kicked out there. Just take your time. But they kind of ran down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Braun Breaker, Jimmy hit the ring. Let me see. Braun got swarmed. Reed hit a flurry. Stereo corner splashes, super kicks, same treatment for both guys. Stereo running hips. And then the 1D to Braun Breaker. They climb up for Stereo frog splashes, but Reed yanks Jimmy onto the floor. Breaker recovers and presses Jay with a gut buster and just annihilates Jimmy with a spear in the barricade. Reed climbs for the tsunami, but Roman got back up. Superman punch, and then another one. He decks Braun off the apron. Reed scoops up Roman for a Death Valley driver through the table, but pauses and sees Jay charging. Jay goes for the spear, spears Roman through the table instead. Braun spears Jimmy for good measure. Reed goes up one more time. Tsunami connects on Jay. And that's it for the 3 count. Bronson Reed defeats Roman Reigns. That is a huge W. Huge, huge W for Bronson Reed. What does that mean? What does that mean for someone like Bronson Reed to get a high-profile match like this and get the nod, the tribal chief approval of, I'll go ahead and do the business? It's pretty big, man. Y'all remember when Bronson Reed got let go? Bronson Reed got fired by Vince McMahon. Man. My, how the tables have turned. My. Afterwards, the 3 cousins sit in the ring. Roman's just pissed off, man. Roman's just mad. He starts just berating him, telling him he told them to stay back. He didn't need them, and says that the world thinks that he can do this shit by himself. He needs to prove the world thinks he can't do this shit by himself. He needs to prove them wrong. So we have trouble in paradise in the bloodline. Once again. The Shula Fala comes out with the big victory, man. WWE Women's World Championship, Stephanie Vaquer versus WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton for the Crown Jewel Championship. Here we go. Let's see. What do we have here? We have the women start off grappling. They did the they did like the the spot exchange. I can do this, I can do that too, I can do this one, well, I can do that one even better, but can you do this? Yes, I can. Well, now it's time for the epic stare down. Ooh. I see your powers are as equal as mine. One of those things. 2 very good women. These women are 2 of the best in the business right about now. You can't lie. Can't even lie about that. Tiffany shows off some athletic moves with the cartwheel escape, but Vaquer rolls her up with the early 2 count. They go back and forth a little bit. Tiffany tries for a signature handspring back elbow, but Vaquer has scouted them shits and stepped off to the side. A flurry of kicks follows, and she looks for the running knees, only for Tiffany to bail out. That earns her the drop kick when she climbs back into the ring, and then a super kick from Vaquer drops her anyway. 2 count. Vaquer shifts gears, putting Tiffany's arm punting Tiffany's arm and following with a leg drop for another near fall. She ties up Stratton's head and arm in a nasty looking hold, grinding her down. Tiffany flips and plants Valkyria with a belly to black suplex on her own. And then a second one for another 2 count. Momentum turns Tiffany's way. She blocks a kick, lands a clothesline, hits a handspring elbow this time, and rolls straight into the Alabama slam that just looked nasty. Nasty. I mean, that had to be a concussion right there, man. Stephanie fires back with a dragon screw and charges in with a running double knees in the corner. Good for another 2. And a reminder that Valkyria can snap into kill mode just as fast as Tiffany can pose. They spill to the apron and trade forearms. Valkyria tries a springboard attack and misses, but she sticks the landing right into a Falcon arrow. Backbreaker from Stratton that looked mean as well. Tiffany climbs up top, but Valkyria meets her up there and tosses her with a belly to back suplex. She goes for the devil's kisses. The crowd start to lose their shit, but then Tiffany rolled through and popped up with the thrust kick for another near fall. Tiffany goes for a high risk swanton and pays for it when Valkyria gets her knees up. And then the crowd got what they want. It is devil's kiss time. Everybody loses their shit. Still only a 2 count. No one has ever been pinned for the devil's kiss. All right. Let's see what happens there. We get a butterfly gore buster, but Tiffany wiggles free, hits a Finley slam, and heads up for the prettiest moonsault ever, and she misses. Valkyria climbs to the top, does her twisting corkscrew moonsault, lands it. 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Valkyria wins. They go on to punctuate the kind of year that Stephanie had, and she's had a phenomenal year. I will give her that. Also, though, is it me? But it seems like Tiffany Stratton has kind of fallen off a little bit. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just her momentum. It's definitely her momentum that has fallen off. But let me preface this with something. I don't really watch SmackDown very much. So that could have something to do with it. But at the same time, maybe it's just me, but it just feels like Stephanie Valkyria's momentum is leagues higher than Tiffany Stratton's right now. And that sucks because Tiffany is literally in the prime of her career. So I hope they're not losing faith in her right now, as they should not, because she is still the future of the women's division. Let's see. We had some backstage stuff happen. Next match, we get John Cena versus AJ Styles. This was one for the ages. It got to be a little redundant at times, but nonetheless, it is not something that we normally get, mostly because of wrestling politics. I'll explain why a little bit later. They get a lockup, headlock, test of strength, all the normal stuff. You know, AJ snatches a side headlock. Cena powers out. AJ shows the speed. Well, before we get into the rest of the match, I thought it was kind of cool that that he did his signature John Cena entrance, you know, but then he gave the ring announcer a card and had her read something for AJ Styles as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. But let's see, we get a knuckle lock time. Cena uses the power to lift AJ clear off the mat, but AJ wiggles free, lands a forearm, flying clothesline into the corner, snap mare, sliding forearm, 2 count. He runs that combo twice, just to prove a point, I guess. until Cena finally cuts him off with a big clothesline. Classic Cena moment. Let's see. We get flying shoulder attack, spinning bomb. You can't see me, but AJ boots him in the head. You know, the classic. You're not, gonna get me with that this time, but you're definitely gonna get it to me next time because that's exactly what happened. They did the 5-knuckle shuffle. You can't see me. All that good stuff. And then it was weird. We get, just out of the blue, we get a skull crushing finale from John Cena, which was like, why is he doing the Miz move right about there? You know? Oh, well. It's not unlike John to break out a different move here and there from time to time. So let's see. We get AJ Styles bails to the apron. No, excuse me. Only to get dragged up to the ropes for a superplex. It was a setup, though. He slips under Power Cena into a torture rack. Spins him into a 3 seconds around the world, near fall, running clothesline into the corner, sets up the reverse DDT for another near fall. Now, let's see, AJ Styles tries a Styles Clash, counters into an FTF. AJ reverses into a crossface. Cena reverses that into a camel clutch. It's a submission chain back and forth. AJ turns it into a sleeper. Cena stands up out of it and then tries a Boston Crab, a.k.a. a Walls of Jericho. And the crowd immediately realized that that was the Walls of Jericho. And another nice touch, Michael Cole pointed that out. Hey, that's goddamn Walls of Jericho, bruh. Said Walls of Jericho, too. You know what that does? That sounds like a beacon. That sounds like a beacon call that Triple H put up in the air for a Jericho who's not been on AEW TV in a while, saying, hey, you are welcome to come on back home. Maybe it's just me, but that's what it felt like to me. I don't know. Let's see. AJ flips it into a calf crusher. Cena breaks free, reapplies the STF, drags AJ to the center, and still can't keep him down. Styles blasts him with a Styles Clash for another near fall, and then lines up the phenomenal forearm, but Cena catches him out of midair, set him up, and then hit a Sister Abigail. Man, the crowd lost their shit. The crowd absolutely lost their shit on that one, man. They pulled out their phones. The Fireflies were all over the stadium in Perth. That was my moment of the weekend right there, man. That was my moment of the weekend. I miss Bray Wyatt so much. Shout out to Wyndham Rotunda, man. 2 count. He looks up at the sky as the crowd brings out the Fireflies. Oh. AJ dodges another AA and drops Cena with an Angel's Wings for a long 2 count. They stand and trade punches, chops, kicks, pure stubbornness back and forth. Cena hoists AJ, but Styles flipped out again. Cena plants him face first, teases a pedigree, but AJ flips it into a Frankie's Kazarian. Let's see, both men are down. AJ covers for 2. Cena fires back with a hanging DDT, pounds the mat, and then hits the RKO. Another close call. He even goes for the Orton's punt kick, misses that, and then eats a DVD instead. Another 2 count. AJ mocks the 5-knuckle shuffle. Set up. Cena pops up, grabs him by the throat, and hits a choke slam for 2. The crowd chants 619, and then they were like, sure. Cena goes for the 619. AJ said, no thanks. He cuts him off, hit him with a clothesline, follows with a springboard 450, and decides to go full Shawn Michaels and starts tuning up the band for Sweet Chin music. Hits it. Another near fall. We get a phenomenal forearm, connects, clean. Still not enough. Cena rallies, muscles AJ up for an AA. 2 3/4. Still not enough. He drags AJ up for the super AA. Hits it. Still not enough. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. When you get hit with a super AA and the guy kicks out, your that finisher is done. You take your finisher to the top rope and somebody still kicks out, it is time to get a new finisher. So let's see. Crossbody, Cena catches him, rolls through, plants him with a tombstone, and then gets the AA, and then that is it. Finally, John Cena defeats AJ Styles. After the match, they sit around and they kind of, put each other over. Appreciation, respect, back and forth, all that goodness. I thought this was a pretty damn good match. It was not something we would normally see because it is just pure blasphemous to steal another wrestler's finishing move. But if there are two active wrestlers right now anywhere on the planet that are more respected than AJ Styles and John Cena, I'd be happy to hear it. Because I just don't think there is. These two guys have the utmost respect from pretty much every last single wrestler on earth. And it'd be a badge of honor to have them using my finisher in the ring for their match. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. This was a fine match. I'm not going to get into this whole match move for move, to be honest with you, because it was nothing really special, nothing really crazy. It was very atypical tag team wrestling 101 for the hometown babyface Rhea Ripley. She is teaming with Io. Io was in the ring taking the majority of the offense from Asuka and Kairi Sane. They did the typical ring cut off, and just kept the offense on Io. And then they finally built the crescendo to the big, hot tag to Rhea Ripley. Comes in, does Rhea Ripley things. And man, Rhea Ripley just looks so much different nowadays, man. She lost a lot of weight. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but she just does not look the same at all. But the match was fine. It was fine. I think it was a placeholder match, if I'm going to be very honest with you. But it had plenty of story going in, so it was fine. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky wins, defeat the Kabuki Warriors, and we all know that feud is far from over. We get the WWE World Championship, Cody Rhodes, and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, compete for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. So I don't know if you guys were here. For those of you who were here, I got into it with someone. I don't forget who it was, but they were so pissed that they were calling the AEW Championship the Men's World Title. And I'm just wondering if that same guy got as pissed that they kept calling this the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. It was plastered all over the screen. Michael Cole kept saying it. The Men's Crown Jewel Champ. Bro, I don't know what it was. He just really got mad that they kept saying men's. Like, he really got angry. I kept thinking about that for some reason. I don't know why. So they circle around to start feeling each other out before locking up, doing a normal thing. The match starts off in first gear like it normally does. This was a decent match. I come to expect nothing but at least decent matches from two guys like this. All right. Like, decent is the bottom, because the match is never going to be bad. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I'm still feeling the strep a little bit. All right. Let's see. Cody gives a clean break, slips behind for a wrist lock. Seth reverses with a standing switch. Cody counters again, taking him down. Another tie-up leads Seth to getting a side headlock takedown. Just a lot of just boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Again, first gear. They were outside, but they make their way back into the ring. They trade forearms until Cody drops them with a clothesline. Cody follows with a drop kick off the apron, and Seth completely unravels at that point. He tried to powder out before, but he got blocked by the ref somehow. Seth outside pissed off. Seth's throwing chairs, yelling at Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. Seth's just mad at the world. Cody sends Seth's head into the announce table and pauses to check the commentary team. Hey, you guys are all right? I know I saw Seth kind of yelling at you. Are you guys all right? They're fine, Seth. They're grown men that got yelled at. They're okay. You know. Let's see. Seth comes in with a double stomp to the back for a 2 count, then a suplex for another. Cody fights back with some jabs, but Seth cuts him off with a clothesline. Cody tries for a figure 4. Seth kicks him away. Beautiful disaster kick gets intercepted. Seth turns it into a power bomb for 2. That was a very nice counter. Seth goes for Cody's shoulder and then the other, but hits a neck breaker on the apron. He mocks him with a cartwheel in the Stardust pose. You know, the little flare Stardust thing that Stardust used to do. Which earns some boos, you know, and everything else. Seth teases the bionic elbow. Cody blocks it, and he fires off his own jabs. Seth takes him down and then slaps on the figure 4. Cody turns it, but Seth scrambles for the ropes. You guys pay attention to Seth's gear? He had like little polka dots on the side just to kind of remind him about his father and the polka dot thing. I guess the polka dot thing really pissed off Dusty, I guess. So they slug it out at the ropes until Cody plants him with a vertebraker. Cody strings together a comeback, running forearm power slam, beautiful disaster, and finally the bionic elbow. Seth bails to the floor, and Cody meets him with a suicide dive. Cody back in. Cody cutter for 2. Tries for crossroads, but Seth rolls through for a near fall. Pedigree by Seth. Still 2 count. Cody meets him with a suicide dive. But Seth rolls through for near fall. Pedigree by Seth. Still only 2. Cody hits his own crossroad variation. Another 2. Seth misses a Phoenix splash. Cody misses his rebound cutter, and Seth drills him with a pedigree, stomp, combo, kick out. Kick out. It's pay-per-view, bro. He kick out of everything. Kick out of everything. Seth glares at the crown jewel belt and then his expensive watch. He wraps up around his fist, but hesitates, setting it down, saying, nah, I ain't gonna use it. Cody takes advantage with a springboard, Cody cutter, and a crossroads that nearly ends it. Seth crotches him, strings together a nasty tree of woe combo kick before hitting a coast-to-coast headbutt. That coast-to-coast headbutt spot is what ended up injuring Seth Rollins. Seth is hurt. Seth has been found and been spotted in a sling, and it was from that spot. Seth climbs for a Falcon Arrow, but Cody fights out. Seth leaps back up and hits a Spanish fly into Uranagi for 2 more. Cody answers by planting him with super crossroads from the top. Nope. Not enough. Both men throws hands from their knees and then on their feet, but too stubborn to stay down. Seth misses a stomp. Cody lands Cody lands a Kawanda kick, goes for a pedigree. Seth slips through, grabs the watch, and cracks Cody in the head with it while the ref was down. 1 stomp, then another one from the top rope. Seth gets his very first win over Cody Rhodes. Interesting. He gets his very first win over Cody. You knew it was gonna come at some point. You know, Cody Seth has been putting Cody over since he got back into WWE, and he had to get his win back. Stephanie Vakura came out, posed with Seth in the ring for a little bit, and that is the end of the show. I enjoyed this, man. I quite enjoyed this show. I watched it with my son. You know, we hung out, watched it together, and he got a good laugh at a couple of the things that happened. But all in all, it was a pretty good show. We're going to get right into Monday Night Raw, which aired early this morning, like 7 a.m. my time. Again, man, I was still kind of groggy. I could not get myself up out of bed this early to do a watch along. Plus, I don't know if any of you guys will be down to get up that early for a watch along either. So I figured I would just watch it all in this afternoon, and that's what I did. And that is what I did. The show starts off. You know, they had some backstage segments, you know, LA Knight and Punk going at it, you know, all that stuff. Penta, Rusev, Dominic Mysterio. They kind of had something that was set up for the opening match, which was Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. So let's see what happened there. Right at the start of the match, right at the hammer and in the tongs, trading punches and then trading chops. Penta ducks one and then fires off a super kick off the ropes. Mysterio returns one of his own. Penta with the Tajiri, you know, type kicks. Dominic bails to the floor. Penta follows after. Huge back body drop, puts the champ right into the announce desk. Takes us into the commercial break. Yes, the commercial breaks are back, man. This is the cool part about watching it later on in the day, though. You can just fast forward through the commercials. Commercials was 3 minutes long each. 3-minute commercial breaks. Bruh. Get back from commercial. Penta sets him up in a corner with an enziguri. Climbing to join him. Dominic knocks him down to the apron, but Penta lands a kick. And then a second kick that feeds into them landing in the ring. We get a duck under from a super kick to an enziguri and then a headstand, a double stomp. Bro, Penta is just so meticulous, bro. He is so good in the ring. And you can tell that someone like Dominic is just learning from a guy like Penta, man. And that's another thing. Dominic is maturing. Dominic, guys, you are looking at a future champion. You're looking at the future of this company right before your eyes. Dominic Mysterio is growing right before your eyes, guys. Let's see. We get where are we? Dominic putting the boots to him in the corner. Hesitation, drop kick, cover for 2. Come back from another break. Penta lands a sling blade. Mysterio to the floor. Penta atop the ring post with a huge plancha to the floor. Back inside. Off the top, Dominic blocks with the front kick. 3 Amigos countered into Penta's own attempt at a 3 Amigos, but Mysterio counters back and hits him with a third suplex for a near fall. Enziguri, Penta on the second rope, ducking away from the 619. Up top, diving crossbody connects with a pump handle, Penta driver, but Dominic kicks out. Penta calls for it again, charges in, but Mysterio counters with a Michinoku driver. Close 2 count. Dominic off the top. Penta counters with the kick, cover for another 2 count. Then out comes Rusev. Rusev jogs down the ramp. Penta off the ropes, going after Rusev. Top Coin Hero wipes down the Redeemer. Dominic grabbed both his belts to go run away, but then he thought about them shits for a minute. He said, nah. He dropped one belt and then grabbed the ring hammer and then slid into the ring. The referee caught the championship belt, picked it up, went to go put it back outside the ring, and then that's when Dominic used the hammer, clocked Penta with the hammer, and then put the hammer in his boot. Did the 619 with the hammer in his boot. 1, 2, 3. Dominic wins. I thought that was a very high ring IQ move by Dominic. Very nice spot. Very nice spot. Dominic retains his Intercontinental Championship. Very good match, man. Very good match. I gotta say, man, you guys gotta keep an eye on Dominic Mysterio. Dominic is getting better every week, and he is working with some of the most seasoned veterans in this industry, man. He's only gonna get better. So I'm interested to see how fast they progress him, man. If it's anything like Braun Breaker, as you guys know, it won't take long at all. Won't take long at all. We get backstage, LA Knight, talking about Punk. Punk rolls up on him. Kairi Sane. Stuff going on in the back. Then we get Kairi Sane versus Rhea Ripley. You know, this felt like a repeat of Crown Jewel, to be honest with you. If it felt just like a straight up repeat of Crown Jewel because everybody was out there, and Io was out there in those shorts again. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Let's just jump to the end on this one, guys, because JD will be going live in a few. Let's see. Kairi purchase on the rope as Rhea gets to her feet. Big chop from Ripley to try and cut her off, but Sane gets to her in a tree of woe and hits a double stomp. Spinning back fist connects and then connects again. Sliding elbow, diving, and she gets caught. Rhea hoses her up in the electric chair, facebuster. Fired up, handful of hair. Asuka runs interference, but Io pulls her off the apron, lays her out with a kick. Sane with a folding press. Rhea kicks out, pump handle. Rhea Ripley wins with the Riptide. Post-match, the important stuff. Post-match, Asuka attacks Io while she celebrates Rhea Ripley's victory and throws her into the post. Hopping up on the apron, Rhea boots the Empress to the floor and clears the announce desk. Bouncing Asuka's face off the desk, she puts her up in a pump handle, but Kairi Sane attacks her from behind with a kendo stick. Asuka hooks Rhea, spikes her with a DDT on the announce desk. The Kabuki Warriors stand tall. I don't think this feud is ever going to end. Like, ever. Asuka's a killer clown. Kairi Sane's being held hostage, and Io Sky is just flat out confused. We get Bronson Reed versus Big Jim. And right before that, they had the Usos in the back. They're still arguing about Roman. They're still pissed about how that match went at Crown Jewel. Jay wants to just focus on them, and Big Jim, I don't know if he still wants to go after Roman. I'm not sure what he was hoping for. But what did we expect in a match between Big Jim and Bronson Reed if Bronson Reed just beat the Tribal Chief? You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how this match went. You know, let's get right to it. We get Reed with a hammer whip. Jimmy collapses to the mat, clutching his midsection because he had the injured ribs, but he manages to roll away from a senton, laying chops in, super kick, kneeling uppercut, fireman's carry, blocked easy, but he floats over and then lands an enziguri, cover, charging in, ode to Rikishi, whisper in the Uso in the wind from the top, near fall. But then we get a fireman's carry, almost gets Bronson up, but Uso's body gives out. Sentons, Reed goes to the top. Tsunami. Bronson Reed wins by tsunami. That tsunami is just, they're putting that move over big time. I do like that. I like that a lot. Let's see what happened in post-match. Braun Breaker joins Division. Teammate on the ramp, and then right before he leaves, he says, nah, let's go kill him. Turns around, he goes to spear Big Jim. Bronson returns too. They go to beat the crap out of him. Jey Uso finally had enough. He came out. He hits the ring, lays out Reed. Back body drop into the apron. Breaker, but Bronson lands a corner body avalanche. Jay with a super kick sends Reed to the floor. Jim is recovered, and Bron Connection decided to get the fudge out of there. The Vision had an interesting last couple of nights. All right. We'll get to the Vision at the end of this show. We get Bailey and Lyra Valkyria versus the Judgment Day, Raquel and Roxanne. Let's see. Bailey and Lyra win by pinfall with a rose plant from Bailey. The story in this one was Hugger Bailey was in full effect, being nice and everything else. And then Lyra just like, look, we ain't gonna never win this match with this Hugger Bailey bullshit. I'm gonna need you to get real. So she slaps the shit out of Bailey, and then Bailey's like, ah, and then she goes like crazy fucking Bailey mode. And then Bailey goes off and just wins the match and beats the shit out of Roxanne and Raquel by herself, and they win. So the story here is Lyra has found a way to control crazy Bailey. All right. Backstage, Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, they're back there. Seth says that's why he loves him. And these last 6 months have been great. All smiles, everything like that. Everything is fine with the Vision. Everything is great. Nothing to see here. Everybody is happy. All right. Stephanie Valkyrie is out there to celebrate her victory, but then the Judgment Day comes out after a loss and just figured that they want a title match. And apparently they're going to get one, or Roxanne's going to get one. Why? Because she wants one. Why not? Why not? But we're going to get to the main event here. The important part. We get CM Punk versus Jey Uso versus LA Knight for the #1 contendership of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I think we all know what happened here. So let's just cut to the end and talk about what happened after the match. All right. At the end of the match, CM Punk wins by pinfall with the go to sleep on the J, becoming the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now we've already seen this, Punk versus Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I wasn't quite sure why we're getting this again. But then we get the post-match segment here. Post-match, the Vision comes down. Bronson and Bron take care of Knight, and they circle around the ring before sliding in to beat the crap out of Punk. Breaker hits the spear, and Reed drags Punk into position. Tsunami time. Punk gets thoroughly beat down, and they kick him out of the ring, and the Vision stands tall. The credits roll, and then all of a sudden, Braun Breaker turns and spears Seth Rollins. Seth was just going on and on about how strong the Vision was under his leadership. Now, the thing is, they made it, they masked the fact that Seth was hurt. They didn't want people to know, I guess. They kept it low key. So I guess so that they could pull off this angle. So Braun Breaker spears Seth, turns to Bronson, and basically says, "You're either with me or against me. You know, I need to know." And then instantly, Bronson Reed said, "Okay." And then he just drops a tsunami on Seth. Seth is dead. Bronson then turns to Paul Heyman and said, "You're either with me or you're against me." And Paul Heyman was like, "Fuck Seth Rollins," you know? So it has become apparent that the Vision has excommunicated Seth Rollins. This tells me that Seth's injury may be extensive. All right. And it seems that they are just probably, it seems like they're probably speeding up plans that they already had in place for the Vision, which was probably having it being led by Braun Breaker. And to be honest with you, that is the most productive way to run this faction, is with Braun Breaker at the helm, Paul Heyman as the mouthpiece, and then Bronson Reed, as the pupil, quote unquote. Looks like we're gonna be out without Seth Rollins for quite some time. Braun Breaker did leave with Seth's World Championship. I am not sure what they are going to do with the title. I don't know if the title is going to be vacated. I don't know if Braun Breaker is just now claiming himself as the champion and no one's going to stop him. And the winner, and Punk is going to get Bronson or Braun Breaker next. Unless I missed it and they announced it somewhere, I'm not too sure. But for all intents and purposes, if it appears that it appears that Braun Breaker has just declared himself the new world champion in Seth's absence. So they wrote Seth off with this beatdown. He's gonna be out. Braun Breaker left with his title. Punk is a number one contender. Lots of questions to be answered here. I'm not sure what they're thinking. I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but we shall see. We shall see. What did you guys think, man? What did you guys think? Sorry, this was a little bit of an abbreviated show. I am still trying to get my wind back. My throat is still a little, but not too much. I'll live. And I just needed to get back in front of this camera with you guys. I need to get back and get reacclimated. I need to get back into the swing of things. I need to catch up on AEW. I have not watched Collision so that you guys don't have to. I will try to watch that tomorrow. And then I will try to put together a Collision Corner for you guys. I will be back with JD on Wednesday. You thought it was a good show? You thought the breakup would happen at War Games? Arthur, that is a good call. That seems like good timing. Like I said, I think they sped this up because of Seth's injury. Because if they would have waited, then that just would have pushed everything back. And then they would have started bleeding into WrestleMania plan territory at that point. So it makes sense. Poor Seth can't catch a break as far as injuries go, man. It sucks. But we all knew Braun Breaker was the future. We just didn't know when that future was going to be here. And it seems that they are hitting the fast forward button. It seems like they're really going to move this guy up really fast. And he's over. He can get the job done. He is a killer in the ring. And he will be world champion sooner rather than later if he is not already. Guys, let's wrap this up. Make sure you guys go and tune in to JD. He is about to go live any minute. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys again, man. I'm going to have to get some more content out. If I can get to Bound for Glory, I will get that done. And after that, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much. for coming to hang out. I will see you guys next time. My name is Jesse, aka your very own one and only Shot Town Smart, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Can get ugly, city streets are no joke, cause the city's held down by the people and folks. It's a place of attitude, we think and we say. From heralds to the palace, this is each and every day. The real cops went to Iras to drink the pain away, and the real hip-hop is NUR and HBK. It's the land of Lake Shores, where the wind blows steady and the snow falls heavy and the heat kills many. Town like none, place that I know, this is the Windy City. Welcome to Chicago.
So your brother's bound and get, and they chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Won't you please come to Chicago for the help that we can bring?
You can hear the wind whisper, send chills down your spine, and we can watch the waves crash along the Lakeshore Drive and ride the L through the loop so you can get your mind right or get lost in the beauty of the skyline lights. It's a city so pretty, full of life and fallen trees. She licked the lips and then she kissed me with the breeze. So as we proceed, I hope you people follow. You know the motto. Welcome to Chicago.
So your brother's bound and get, and they chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Won't you please come to Chicago for the help that we can bring? So your brother's bound and get, and they chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Won't you please come to Chicago for the help that we can bring?
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.